Well, let's just move away for a moment from the hypocrites in the political world to briefly salute some remarkable achievers. You may not be into horse racing, but one of the finest racing trainers the world has ever seen, Sydney's Chris Waller, ex-New Zealand, has taken his champion sprinter Nature Strip to Royal Ascot. It is that time of year in Britain. Royal Ascot, Wimbledon, Test cricket and the British Open golf. All eyes were on Royal Ascot and Chris Waller's Nature Strip, which has demolished the best Northern Hemisphere sprinters, winning racing away by 4.5 lengths after a 40-hour flight coming out of an Australian winter. A part owner, by the way, of Nature Strip is the former All Black coach Steve Hansen, a magnificent achievement. And just before that demolition at Royal Ascot, the Socceroos won their way into this year's World Cup for the 5th consecutive time. Well done to Graham Arnold, who replaced his captain and goalkeeper and, of course, left himself open to criticism. Brave and gutsy thing to do. He replaced him with an unassuming bearded Andrew Redmayne for the penalty shootout. The 33-year-old Redmayne simply said he was doing his job. He had trained to be called on as the goalkeeper if a penalty shootout eventuated. He admitted it was a kill or be killed moment, and his unconventional reaction has gone viral on social media. So well done to the coach and the team, the Socceroos. And before we go any further, a big story today that Serena Williams has been installed as the 4th favourite to win Wimbledon. The 23-time Grand Slam singles champion has confirmed at 40 years of age that she'll be there. That'll make the turnstiles turn, I can tell you. Well, to matters closer to home, in my broadcasting career, my team and I have always been the voice of the voiceless. You will recall that I spoke on Tuesday night to Janelle Saffin, a fair dinkum parliamentarian in the middle of the flood disaster at Lismore, and she was working to help beleaguered victims. And you might recall I asked her if she were in charge, what would her people need most? And she said simply, warmth. Warmth. Well, the follow-up to that story highlights the same problem which surrounds the energy crisis. Every excuse is offered except the real one. And the real crisis is a crisis in government policy. And so it is with the fight Janelle Saffin is waging. We now learn, I suppose with no surprise, that fewer than 10% of a $250 million rental support fund has been distributed to New South Wales flood victims months after the natural disaster. I mentioned there's a parliamentary inquiry into the February flooding. More than 3,000 people are still waiting for the rental support payment that was promised.